So let me add one more level of gratuity to this just for fun. So we've got our slate, we've got our picture, we've got the name, we've got the email, it fades to black at the end, but let me do something more fun with this. I'm gonna just add animation to it just because. You certainly don't have to do this, but again, little things like this can kind of help you stand out when you're on the job market. So I don't wanna change a thing for most of the slate. I want it to look just like this for 6 or 7 seconds so that people can get a good look at it. Of course, even on YouTube, they can pause it, write down your email. You should put your email in the description on there. You should certainly put it in any email you send, so they'll be able to do it. But I'm just gonna hit play. I'm gonna let it go forward for 3 seconds. You'll see why in a few minutes. 2, 3, kind of going roughly by the clock up here, but that's 3 seconds in. So in fact, I'm gonna make it 2 seconds because I think that's gonna be better. And I'm 2 seconds in, and what I'm gonna do is go over here and I'm gonna add some keyframes to do a little bit of an animation. So what I want to do is I'm going to leave the text because it's really easy for me to fade the text in with the pen tool. So I'm just going to fade the text in, but I'm going to do something gratuitous with the picture. So I'm 2 seconds in. I'm going to put in the ending keyframes on a couple of things, the crop and the edge feather. And the reason is I want it to end looking like this. So I'm going 2 seconds in where I want it to stop my animation, and I'm going to put in the backwards keyframes first, the end keyframes first. So what I'm going to do is on crop, I'm going to put a keyframe by right. So look over here. If you see, I've got my picture selected, not my text, but my photo selected. In this case, it's the bottom one. I'm 2 seconds in. I'm in effect controls. I'm going to go to the left and open up crop. And under crop, I've got the things I changed, edge feather and right. Next to those is what looks like an alarm clock. So I'm 2 seconds in, I'm going to click right, the alarm clock, and it puts a blue dot here. It puts a line on a timeline and creates an animation. And then edge feather, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click the clock to put in a keyframe. Now I'm going to drag this back to the beginning, just the timeline back to 0. And what I'm going to do now is make right crop 0. And I'm going to make edge feather 0. Just going to type in a 0 and hit return. Now I've got keyframes there, and I've got keyframes here 2 seconds in. Watch what happens now when I hit play. It's going to crop it, edge feather it, and settle in at 2 seconds. Again, it's gratuitous, but it's kind of fun. Now what I want to do is, about the time this is resolving, I want my text to fade on. So remember, the text is the top one here. So I'm going to go down here to the timeline and just kind of zoom in. I'm going to select my pen tool. Let's see. So I'm going to fade my text in starting about here. So what I'll do is I'm just going to use the pen tool in reverse over here. And now that animation is going to crop and my name's going to come on. So now, just for fun, I have some gratuitous animation built into my slate for my demo reel. It starts with a picture that crops, the name fades on. It's going to sit like this for 6 or 7 or 8 seconds, and then it's going to fade all to black at the end altogether. Again, a little bit of gratuity, but it's a nice way to set yourself apart.